And I'm so honored and excited to have Kim Schultz here with me today. She is the host of Serenity Nature Retreats, and I had the opportunity to just hear her story about what God is doing in her life and just using her to connect with women who are maybe feeling a little burnt out and just, a little tired in life. But I'll stop talking, let Kim, yeah, just tell me a little bit about Serenity Nature Retreats. I think you're based here in Tennessee, Smoky Mountains, Blue Ridge Mountains. But yeah, tell me what's coming up here in the next 2 months.
Okay. I started Serenity Nature Retreats last year after a vision God gave me in 2010. So I finally got around to it last year and I did 3 retreats. I did 2 women's self-care retreats last year and I did a couples retreat last year. They were all 3 amazing, very successful. Everybody had a great time. I got all positive feedback, except for too much food. you know, but that happens at retreats. We tend to eat more than we would normally eat, I guess.
Yeah.
So this year I'm doing another women's self-care retreat, and this one is going to be in Blue Ridge, Georgia. It's September the 12th through the 15th. And this one is going to have yoga as well. It's going to have guided meditation. We're going to have journaling. We're going to have quality time with other women. And instead of me doing this one alone, I have a co-therapist for this retreat. Her name is Arthalia Weeks, and she is a licensed therapist as well. She's also a Christian as well. So this retreat is going to be, more spiritual for those people who are excited about that. And I also have hired Kate Moyer, and she is our yoga teacher instructor. And so, yeah, that one is just going to be an amazing retreat. And that one's in September. And then I have a retreat in October for people who struggle with anxiety, people pleasing, overthinking, and it's going to be geared towards self-care, relaxation. I hired a coach to take us out through the Smoky Mountain National Park in Tennessee, and we're going to do some guided meditation there. It has an indoor swimming pool in the place, and we're really excited about that one. And then I've got my couples retreat again this year in November in the Smoky Mountains, and I'm taking 6 couples for that one.
That's amazing, Kim. I know that in today's world, everything is thrown at us at a million miles an hour. Our schedules are jam-packed more than ever. We're bouncing around from what's for breakfast, what's for lunch, the
Yes.
kids to sports, get them out the door, get them here, get them there. Then you got Instagram and TikTok and all these social media apps that are just constantly flashing and grabbing your attention. And so to be
Right.
able to just take a moment and slow down
Go down.
and take even the guilt out of, a lot of times I feel like moms can feel guilty for trying to, step away from the family and go have
Yes.
time for themselves. So tell me about that. Why is it so important for especially moms and women? Maybe it's a woman who hasn't even started a family yet, and maybe she's, thinking about starting a family, but still just needs that time to self-care and have some time for herself.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about the importance of that.
Well, so many women that especially that I see in my office, it's go, 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 doing all the things, taking care of the family, taking care of the kids, doing the job, cleaning the house, and their to-do list is just nonstop. And so they're constantly on. And even when I'm like, well, what is your schedule like in the afternoon? It's clean the house, it's clean the dishes, it's wash clothes, it's getting the lunches ready for tomorrow. It never stops. And when I talk to them about what does your self-care look like, a lot of them don't have it, or if they have it, it's not a lot. And I'm trying to help educate them on the reason that they're feeling the burnout and the reason that they're overwhelmed and the reason that they're crying and struggling with feeling not good enough, feeling like everything has to be perfect, feeling like they need to compare themselves to the other moms that are doing all of the things because that is their standard versus trying to get them to self reflect on what is it that you need. If you can't do whatever the things are with 100% complete, joy and happiness, and you're signing up for everything and you're already over full and your cup is already running over and your everything else, then don't sign up. It's okay to say no. You don't have to say yes to everything to be a good person. We do need to have boundaries. We have to stop leaning into the people pleasing and take a look at, what do I need today? Well, I need a nap. Oh no, I can't take a nap. That's terrible. What mom takes a nap? What mom goes and rest and reads a book, or so much guilt, like what you were talking about, because of how either they were raised or because they're comparing themselves to other women.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. Speaking of that, my wife, she's in the beauty industry, and it's hard to find time for yourself. You're always,
Yes.
beautifying everyone else, and then it's like, oh, I need to go take care of myself. And so she actually just took off to go do that. And so it's nice to just be able to, have, at least for the flexibility. I know not every family has that, but to really have the flexibility to kind of, hey, go do some stuff for yourself and go enjoy the day, and oh, I got the kiddos this time.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love that part of my role as a father, and that's why I love, just breathing life into families and other fathers who,
Right.
just want to be more engaging and less distracted as well with their kids. But
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what so we've got the meditation, the slowing down, yoga, that kind of thing. When what do you find, like when you're at your retreat, what's like one of the most common things that come up that you see as a common thread among your participants? Those moments where you're just like, did we just become best friends? Like, most participants have never met each other. They might be a little bit nervous, like, oh man, I'm gonna spend some time with a stranger.
Yeah.
But within a matter of minutes and maybe even the first hour, it's almost like best friends start to form.
Yeah, I would say that's the number one thing that surprised me last year out of the women's retreat was the connection. I wasn't expecting all of these women to come together and to connect like they did, and pouring out their heart and soul to each other, and going into each other's room at night and hanging out, having a girls' party and everything else. I mean, it was beautiful to see, and it just tells me that this work that you and I are doing, it's so important, because so many women, men, they're feeling so disconnected from themselves, from the community, and we need that. God wired us for connection, not isolation. So by going and doing these retreats, these women are getting that peace that they need in their life, and that's why they're connecting so quickly, because they're all feeling the loneliness, the isolation, not feeling good enough, not feeling like I'm doing enough. And so they're connecting in all of these different areas, and then they're staying in touch after the retreats.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
the important part to the
Yes,
community and the ongoing friendships.
absolutely.
I don't know who this will resonate with, but as a dad and going on family vacations with the whole crew, we have a pretty small family compared to many here in Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
But I can only imagine that what our experience is probably pretty similar for others. But you go on a family vacation, you're trying to reset from the craziness in life and the go, 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 go. But vacation turns into the go, 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 go. And you're bouncing
Yes.
around from one thing to the other. Mom and dad are still arguing, over what we're gonna have for dinner, how do we get the kids to stop arguing, all these things. And so at the end of the vacation, you actually feel more tired. You're like, I need another vacation, and you just dropped
Right?
$5,000 or more, on
Yes.
trying to have an impactful time with your family. And so I think that it's such a cool opportunity, even as a dad, and a husband and a supporting partner to my family, to be able to like invest almost in my wife's mental health and my wife's
Yes.
well-being. So, you know what? You need alone time. Go be with some girls. Go find some girlfriends. And if you don't have any girlfriends, a retreat is a great place to meet them, because you're in a safe place with a common
Right.
thread, like-minded people. And so,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, tell me about, our cups are so empty sometimes. You can't really
They are.
pour love into your own family if it's empty. So
No.
sending some women to your retreat or to a retreat like yours, and to really fill that cup back up is important.
Yeah, that's the difference in what you're saying, a retreat versus a vacation, because I've seen some posts where women were like, well, I could just go to a vacation for that price, yada, yada. And it's like, but how do you feel after a vacation if you're with your husband and your kids and you're trying to take care of everyone else? You're still not filling your cup. You're still not pouring into yourself. You're still not giving yourself that time, unless you hire a nanny or a babysitter or you're very intentional on the vacation. That's the difference with the retreats, is because this is your time. This is your time to just be focused on your needs and connecting with other women, with other men. It's so different than a vacation. Every time that I have been on to one of Ted Claunce's retreat, yes, at first I was like, oh, I'm taking this whole weekend away from the kids and I wish I was home with the hubby and blah, blah, blah. But then after it was over with, my cup was filled and I felt so good and so renewed that I was ready for the next big thing. And I wasn't, coming from that empty, depleted place. And it's like, this is why we go to retreats. This is why it's so different than vacation, because this is the only time that we get to focus on just us. And we're not having to worry about anybody else. It's just us. And, some people are like, well, that's selfish. How is it selfish? If I don't give myself this time to renew and to fill my cup back up, I'm irritated, I'm angry, I'm agitated, I'm more prone to, crying spells or anger or whatever it is, because my mental health is on the back burner, because I'm not seeing my mental health as important. I may be doing the exercise, but I'm making sure that the kids are taken care of and all of that. But what am I doing for myself? You know, Nothing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. And I'm sure this also comes up a lot. I mean, especially with the parents, there's many playbooks out there on how you should be a parent, but I find that, you kind of learn as you go. And one thing that kind of comes up with parenting is the constant battle of generational things. I don't want to pass this on from what my
Yes.
parents did. But then it's almost engraved in you. So then when things just come out generationally, then you start beating yourself up with like, oh man, I vowed I wouldn't do this. I vowed I wasn't going to
Right.
lose my temper and that kind of thing. And so to be able to go to a retreat and actually not only be reminded of the passions of why you wanted to start a family in the first place, it's like if you're finding yourself being snappy and irritable and lack of patience and just your emotions being irregulated and all that kind of stuff, to be able to go back to a retreat like this, get some new tools, get some tips and
Yes.
wisdom from the other participants, because you're going to quickly find that, oh wow, like this is a common thread. Like every other parent there is going to say the same thing. Oh no, you're actually doing great. Like here's my story. And then you're like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, wow, this is happening in your home too. Oh good, I'm not the
Yeah.
crazy one.
Right, right. Yes, absolutely, 100%.
Cool. Well, yeah, so I'm definitely excited for you. September is right around the corner. I know you're selling tickets, and right now, what's the group size typically at a retreat like yours?
Well, I'm introverted and I like small groups because I'm a HSP as well. So I get, highly overloaded very quick and overstimulated. So 14 people is too much for me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying, at least right now, I may change that, but right now I'm trying to keep it like 10 women.
Yeah.
It's a really good intimate group and it's just the right size. And we just lowered the price this morning, $300.
And if you think about it, like when you spread it out and you look at the value that's happening, it's like the value and the investment that you get
Mhm.
back into your family is priceless.
Oh yeah, and we're also doing a Christmas in July special. So any woman that books the women's retreat during this month of July only, they're going to get a free somatic bodywork session with Kate at the retreat, and that's $125 if they try to schedule with her after July 31st.
Okay, come
So we're
on.
throwing that in for free as well.
I'm so excited to hear that.
Woo.
Well, yeah, I think if for anybody that's finding this video, if you end up getting interested in going to a women's retreat and you just want more information and you want to get a hold of Kim Schultz, you can find the link somewhere around here. Just look in the comments or the captions, and there'll be a link to her website and contact info, and you'll get some more info. And then I'm sure she would love to take a call with you and answer any further questions too. And so, yeah, I just appreciate your time, Kim. Definitely, if you're interested, go explore Serenity Nature Retreats with us.
Get
And
out in nature and back to life.
yes, come on.